I have just 4 random pictures here. So go from top left to bottom right. The top left shows an application that is doing computational chemistry, and the user in all of these is me, because I film myself doing this. We don't want to film the actual people. So I'm interacting there with a simulation of a protein, how it is behaving in a cell membrane. This is an ion channel protein. So we can see you can see the layout and the structure of the protein changing as it filters ions into a cell. And then on the top right, we have an application that is in civil engineering or disaster response. It is essentially analyzing and cleaning up the aftermath of a landslide. And on the bottom row, we have 2 applications using the same program, 3D Visualizer. The one on the bottom left is using it to look at tomography data from the Earth's mantle. So we are looking at a big chunk of the Earth's crust and mantle underneath the Western United States. And these colors indicate temperature. And then on the bottom right, we have the same program applied to a medical data set. And actually, very briefly, for a couple of seconds or so, it's a little bit better to show if I just play a few seconds from a video. I hope you guys can see that. But that is me actually in the software interacting with this CAT scan. That is a patient who reported to the emergency room with a very serious head fracture. And so here we can see how I can change the way how this CAT scan is displayed in 3D. I can interact with it in 3D very naturally, or picking it up with my hands by reaching into it, measuring it, slicing it, changing the way how it's displayed in order to zoom in on what the actual damage is. You can see it's a tripod orbital fracture on the right side, in order to understand exactly what happened and to then ideally guide a surgeon in how to attack this problem and ideally fix it. But yeah, that's a kind of a brief overview. Like I mentioned, it's very difficult to show this in 2D. Nothing really gets across. This works a lot different when you're in the environment and actually see the skull as a 3-dimensional object, as opposed to we are doing it here, as opposed to a picture on a screen.